All right, let's continue the show. Right? So this is actually kind of the funny thing too, is that, you know, this is something that I find so interesting, is that it's okay for you to flex by buying a convertible or a Lambo or a Porsche or whatever and taking your top off. I'm like, yo, why is we not allowed to go topless in public? I'm like, this is kind of silly. But anyway, so my new flex is I'm gonna start walking around more topless as I can versus other people who are trying to flex with their cars or their watches or whatever. So so just my general thoughts. So first and foremost, talking about meat again. So this is one of my theories on why meat is good. So I was studying a little bit about the you know, how do steroids work, and essentially, like, the gist of, I think, how steroids work is it actually, like, you don't just pop a steroid and you get super buff. It actually apparently augments your ability to recover. So let's say you're going super duper hard at the gym every single day, 1 rep maxes, whatever. It allows your body to actually recover at a faster rate. And, you know, I started to, you know, start doing some research on the chemical makeup of steroids. And it looks like steroids and cholesterol is kind of similar, it's kind of related. And so my thought was, if you consume more cholesterol, which is inside fatty meats, then certainly your ability for your body to recover and augment your muscular gains, whatever, would be aided. So, and also in terms of hierarchy of food and meats, like, if I had a personal preference, I would always prefer fatty T-bone steaks over fatty pork and also fatty chicken. Typically I eat more fatty pork and chicken because it's just cheaper. I could get it for like 99 cents a pound. Beef is a little bit more expensive, like, you know, $2.99 a pound or $4.99 a pound or $10.99 a pound. So I'd typically stick to pork and chicken more for like economical reasons. But if I had my share, I would just eat beef all the time, or oxen or lamb or wherever you have it. And so my theory is, I think the more saturated fat, the more cholesterol something has, the tastes better, and there's more nutrition. It's more nutrient dense. And my theory goes, so, you know, why is it that a T-bone steak tastes so much better than filet mignon? Because filet mignon is like the leanest cut of meat, and lean cuts of meat do not taste good. I mean, only people I know who eat chicken breast, I think they only eat chicken breast because they think it's healthier, but like, even a simple thing, you ate chicken wing or a chicken drumstick, it tastes like a quadrillion times better than dry chicken breast. But once again, everyone is so like fatophobic, which I think tends to hold back people's. Now, if we think about this, then, you know, then I'm curious, like, why do we think that saturated foods which are fatty or taste better? My theory is that it's more nutrient dense. And also, you know, the calorie in, calorie out is totally a myth. I think it has to do more with hormones in terms of fat gains and stuff like that. And so I know that I've just been experimenting with my body, and what I've discovered is every single day I just try to work out to the max. I work out every single day and always try to push my body a little bit more. And every day I just try to eat a little bit more meat. And actually, as a consequence, I've been getting way buffer than I ever have in the past, and also while staying relatively low body fat. Like, I can see most of my abs. And I think that's because of the intermittent fasting and the fact that I don't eat carbs, no sugars, no starches, no bread, no fruit, no fructose, whatever. Once again, all I eat is fatty meats and bitter herbs. So I think, okay, so once again, I can't speak for, like, you know, life longevity, because who knows, right? But I could purely say from like a more objective physiology, like in terms of having more muscle mass and having lower body fat percentage, it does seem that eating fatty meats and more of it, and no carbs, sugars, alcohol, beer, wine, whatever, is ideal. And once again, people, this is actually where I'm kind of grateful that I'm, like, you know, I'm Asian, is that, you know, typically Asian guys are seen as having the worst genetics, and I think genetics is all just like pseudo racism. Is that, oh, you know, some genetic freaks, they could eat whatever they want and blah blah, and then they could become monsters. But you know, the thing that I'm always so sus is, you know, I don't know, because like all these dudes on the internet, they might be taking steroids or human growth hormone or some weird something that we don't know exists yet. And I cannot say with 100% certainty if other people are, you know, taking tests or other weird stuff. But I know with 100% certainty that I don't take testosterone, I don't take human growth hormones and stuff like that. And also the reason why you could probably trust me more than other people is that I don't make my living off of fitness stuff. It's just something that I'm personally interested in. I make my living off photography. So you could be a little sus of what I say about photography, but with diet, nutrition, and fitness, I think I'm much a more objective guy than these random people on the internet who make their living selling supplements or weird straps or stuff like that. So once again, and I don't take protein powder, creatine, no powder, nothing, just the good old-fashioned meats. Now, so yeah, so I think the basic conclusion I have thus far is, if your goal is to increase your muscle mass to the maximum, your physical strength, and keep your body fat percentage as low as possible, then it seems the goal is to do intermittent fasting, doing breakfast, lunch, strive to break your fast, maybe earliest 3 p.m. I try to personally shoot for like 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. And then when you break your fast, just eat a shitload of meat. And yeah, I know for myself personally, like things that's been helpful to me, cutting out dairy, like being East Asian, I can't really tolerate it, including cheese, butter, and stuff like that, even though it tastes delicious. And once again, if our truly objective thing is to improve our physiology, you know, who knows what our life longevity is gonna be. Like that's not something I could predict, whether I'm gonna live to be 70 years old, 80 years old, 90 years old, 130 years old, or if I'll die at 55. I mean, this is something I cannot say for certain, but I know certainly for me, I have lots of pride in my body. I want to get as buff as I can. My personal goal, I think I'm like 5'10". My personal goal is I want to see if I could get to 200 pounds of pure muscle without taking any sort of weird stuffs. And so as a consequence, I'm just going to take myself as a self-experimentation. Oh, also something I wanted to talk about too was, you know, talking about keto. So, you know, a lot of people follow this ketogenic diet, which is like high in fat, moderate protein, very low in carbs. But the reason why I don't personally believe in keto anymore is that it limits protein. It says like, you know, and there's all this bro science saying, oh, your body can't absorb more than X amount of protein a day or something like that. I mean, I think that's not something that could be really empirically tested. So as a consequence, I am not keto because I eat a shitload of meat and I eat a lot of protein. So I'm not probably in the keto zone or whatever. But I do know that my hybrid of eating a lot of meat, intermittent fasting, seems to work well for me. And obviously everyone's body's different, so I can't say it's gonna work for you. But I just encourage you to experiment, be a little bit sus. Don't watch no, I don't trust anybody or anything on the internet that has to do with fitness or diet or working out that includes ads or some sort of product is being sold, because you can't actually trust them 100% with their opinion. So probably better to eat lots of Pop-Tarts. No, I'm just kidding. just experiment for yourself. Always be sus and always evolve your personal beliefs, because I'm sure a year from now I'll be saying something else or doing something else differently too. So always be sus, question yourself, and flex on.